Good morning again from an unbelievably hot day. It's so hot this week. I think it was like 27 yesterday, so it's going to carry on. So I'm going to probably take the car out again tonight. But good morning from me and the S13. Good morning everybody. Today we are carrying on doing some more modifications. We finally got to that stage where we could actually do modifications. In the last episode, I put the R8 quarter packs in and the VW conversion wiring loop, and the car is running so sick. It runs so smooth, so much healthier. I'm so glad of that mod. I need to do that mod anyway for a bigger power, but I'm so glad I've done it first because the car just gives me so much confidence driving it now. We put the boost gauge in, we know it's not over boosting, so I'm not going to lie, I was having the most fun I've had in it last night. I know it's running fine, it's running great. It's boosting fine. It's just so good to finally be able to drive the damn thing and actually enjoy it. So today we're carrying on doing some more mods. So we've got the R8 core packs, we've got ignition. Now we need to upgrade the fuel. The turbo is coming soon. We're going to be doing the turbo last. When we put that turbo on, we're not going to be able to run the car because it needs mapping and stuff. So let's just do everything that I can drive and that can work with this ECU, or well, this ECU in the car now. We have got a new ECU, but as soon as I put that ECU on, it's not even going to start. Today, we're going to be doing some fuel pump things. This video is proudly sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. This game is free to download and can be played anywhere on your phone, tablet and PC. Raid Shadow Legends is an RPG game where you have to progress through a fantasy Middle-earth-like realm using your champions, which there are a crazy amount of, and they have a crazy amount of customization. Battling your way through campaigns, tournaments, special levels with every inch of your strategic senses being tested along the way, including the all-new Doom Tower, which is basically a huge giant prison with level after level of incredibly challenging bosses. The aim of the game is to climb to the top of the tower by defeating all the bosses, which to do so will require an army of champions, as a couple of bosses even need specific game mechanics just to beat them. I've been playing this game for a few hours this morning in preparation for this sponsorship, and I'm not even gonna lie, it's incredibly addicting. It's like all those fun games when you were a kid, but like with amazing graphics and like no stupidly slow loading screens. I unlocked this legend this morning called War Priest, and I actually got 6 attack artifacts to put on her. There's so much happening in Raid, you get so many rewards just for logging in each day, and each day you log in a row, the better the rewards. They have special events every day like the Path of Light, new champions, and even a set of skins for the Trunder Guilt Mallet. If you log in 7 days in a row between now and July the 20th, you will get a free legendary champion called Deliana. Honestly everyone, you need to give this game a go, it's free, and if you use my link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen right now, you will get bonuses worth $30, including a free champion called Tyrell, 200,000 silver, 1 energy refill, an XP boost and an ancient shard. But be quick, this will only be available for the next 30 days and only to new players. All the goodies are waiting for you in the inbox in the game. One last thing, when you get on there, use code MyDeliana, it's on the screen now and it's in the description, to get a load more stuff to help you out with your new champion. Again, only available for new players. Thank you to Raid for helping out the channel. Let's get back to the video. So an absolute legend on Instagram called Dylan, he says he used to have some S14s, he sold them, he doesn't need the stuff anymore, and he's got some fuel pumps. He has some fuel pumps that he doesn't need anymore. So I mean, I've only installed like 2 fuel pumps in my life, and it definitely wasn't for a Nissan, so I have no idea what's going on here. So you're just gonna have to just learn it along with me, guys. But I believe there are 2 different fuel pumps here, and they are, well, we're going to have a look now. I'm pretty sure they're walbros. So this looks like it's one that's had a wiring conversion on there, which makes sense. So I think this is the one we're going to go with. This is it should be a Walbro 255 fuel pump. So let's have a look at the code numbers. If it doesn't say 255 on there, on both of them, we're going to have a look what they actually are. This is all jumbled to me and I have no idea how anything fits. We do have a filter here as well, luckily, but we need to get that out all in one unit because I need to see how it's plumbed in and how it's put on, because at the minute these are all in pieces and I don't just want to fling it in and hope for the best. So looking at the part number here, this is a Walbro GSS341, so just done a Google and that is the 255. So this is like the standard upgrade that people go for when they're going up to like 400 horsepower. I had to put one of these in the Evo and it's 400 horsepower, so a pump like this can easily deliver fuel for like 400 brake, maybe a little bit more, but this is like the generic Walbro upgrade that people go for. So while we leave them there, let's switch to the GoPro and get this one out of the car. So coming to the back, there's 2 bolts here which come off really easily, and there's one here which isn't, it's just spinning. So there's like a captive nut on the other side which isn't captive anymore, and I'm trying to get it with spanners and tools and stuff, but and even like grips, but I just cannot get onto it. I've pulled the wiring through here just so I can kind of bend this up and try to get better access to the bolt, but I am actually really struggling, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna keep going at it. I just need to grab the captive nut, but it's such a weird angle that I can't get on the bloody thing. But there is a fuel pump there, so they're the two fuel lines which go in, and here's the wiring as well. So I think we need to take this cap off, and then hopefully it starts to look more like that, because at the minute it's not looking like that at all. Yeah, that captive nut under there is absolutely solid, trust me, it is absolutely solid. I've tried everything, grips, vice grips, and it's like welded together. So all I'm gonna have to do is hope I can get enough room by just bending this up and then bending it back down. That's literally the best I'm gonna get. I can't really get any better than that. Hopefully I can get it out with that in place. So let's start pulling these fuel lines off. What I'm gonna do now is I've unplugged the fuel pump, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the negative back on and just run the car until it dies, and then that's gonna drain all the fuels in the lines, because if I take them off, fuel could potentially just piss all over the place. It's gonna come out a little bit, but if I just drain the lines, then the potential of it pushing out even more is gonna be limited. So let's do that. So fuel pump's disconnected for like 2 seconds, and then it'll probably just cut out. Go, so we've got no fuel. Cool. Start taking these little Jubilee clips off here, which look pretty new. They don't look like they're from 1989. And then there's little bolts all the way around the ground there as well. So Lee, do not forget that little ground. And then we can pull this unit out and then hopefully try to match it up with what we've got. Get these out of the way. Right, now I'm gonna go and get a rag just in case, but these are quite hard to get off. And these nipples are quite, well, these ones are quite easy to come off. But these nipples can be quite brittle, so just be really nice and just ease them off with a screwdriver. They will be quite tight if you've not done this before, or you've not got a car that's been fucked about with as much as this. Right, gonna have a rag here just in case. Just pop these off nice and slowly. It's a little bit of fuel, not much. Just gonna crack these little 8mm bolts. Should be 5 on here, but there's only 3, so as I said, more and more evidence someone's been in here, which I wouldn't surprise me. It's from 1989. If it's not had a new fuel pump ever, I'd be very surprised. Okay, now this is the awkward part of most cars. Most cars, they make the hole just about big enough to fit it in. So when you're trying to pull it out and get the pump out, it's a bloody nightmare. Well, this one doesn't look that bad. It looks like I've got a decent amount of space. I'm just going to give it a bit of a pull. And now prepare for the smell of fuel, guys. Okay, here we go. Here we come. Here we come, here we come, here we come. Right, so someone's definitely been in there because there's a cable tie around it. But that's nice to know that the cable tie doesn't get... God, that stinks so bad. Let's just leave it there for a second, just kind of let it drain out a bit. That looks different. It looks very, very, very different. So if we can just use one of the pumps and just change the actual pump over, because the sender unit, like, I mean, it's a totally different design, but we might have to do some wiring things, because it's as I said, it's a total different design. But the pumps themselves are just like universal, so you kind of just got to make it work, to be fair. So let's pull this out. Has someone wired this in? It looks like that connector is exactly the same. This is where it'd be a good job to get a new filter, and you do get them with the kits, but as I said, that filter's it's miles different. Oh no, it's the same connector. Let's just fucking pull this fuel. Oh god, I don't want to be pouring fuel there, do I? Shit. Where we see, that's from an S14, so that's totally different. So we need this, but there's parts that we can use off this and interchange them onto here. So what we're going to do is, first of all, just cut this cable tie off, and then let's just unplug the pump, because to me that wire in there looks, well, the connector looks exactly the same. So it looks like we're just going to be able to just choose the better pump out of these two and just put it over. Normally you have to, so see what's happened here is that you get a, in the kits with the walbro pumps, you get this connector and then it's just 2 wires, and then you have to use the old connector which goes into your harness and then just wire them in, which is what someone's done here. You see that? But it looks like mine's already been done to like a really high standard as well. Like look at the it's been soldered on properly, and it's and the sender unit's all working properly as well. But if you see here on these two, that's something's been wired on there externally, but it looks like it's been wired in quite well, like it's soldered together and everything seems really good, to be fair. I don't know what pump this is. Now this fuel hose is really soft, look at that. So I think what we're going to do is see all these fuel lines here, they're really hard, so they're like quite newer. So I think we're going to cut a little bit of this fuel line off and use it for there as well, because that rubber has gone super soft. Denso. Okay, we've got a there's a part number there, so I'm going to Google this part number. It's a Denso pump. I can't find exactly what this car's for. There's like one website, there's like, and it's in Korean or something. So but what I've found out that it's obviously not a popular upgrade, because I can't find one single website about it. So we're obviously going to swap it for the one of the walbro. And also the rubber thing which came with this pump as well fits perfectly in our holder, just like that, boom. So I'm going to actually get this really tight, and it's actually going to be better than just installing one of those were, because they were all like cable tied together and stuff. But these, I'm going to make it nice and tight, and it's going to be good. And then we're going to put this or a cable tie around there just to pull it back in, but keep it from falling out. There we go, there's our walbro fuel pump. It's absolutely solid in there. It didn't even need that cable tie, but I just thought, just as an extra precaution, I'll just put a cable tie around there just to stop it. But that is absolutely solid in the bottom there in the rubber mount. The filter's on, the filter's absolutely solid, the wiring's all sweet. Just need to put one more Jubilee clip on here. There's a little bit of a bend there, but I can't really do much about it, and I think it's so minimal that you wouldn't even. So I like to just manage to straighten that out there as well. I managed to just put very lightly, just put a little bit of bend in this top pipe, and now that's pretty much straight. So perfect, just to iron out any kinks in there. Let's get this last Jubilee keep on, and again put it in the car and see if it runs. Okay, let's get this in, sit it in here. This is the awkward thing, trying to bloody get them in as well. Oh, bloody hell, how did I get this bloody thing in? Okay, so it does go in that way. It's not the exact way it came out because the fuel filter was pointing backwards, but you've got to just bend the filter a little bit and then push it straight down and it goes in. So yeah, I'm going to leave it like that. We're going to plug it in. Just going to put them lines on and see if it runs first before I bolt it all up. Seems good to me. That was a tool, don't worry. So that is a win. So just gonna unbolt this, feed it back through here, tighten this down, and well done, boys. Well done. I thought I would have had to start wiring connectors in, and that's quite annoying, especially since I'm okay wiring connectors, but when you've got to do it so it's like fuel resistant and stuff, it gets quite difficult. So yeah, I need a drink of water. Let me just put this back in. Let me go and get a bloody drink of water. So we've been on a long drive, we've put our foot down, put the car through its paces, and it's running good. The one thing is it's a lot louder than the other fuel pump. It's not as bad as like some like proper crazy like drift car, race car ones, like big outside the pump ones, but it's definitely a lot louder. But I dare to say it, guys, she's been alright. She's been alright, I'm not gonna lie, she's been great. Like, I can't wait. Last night I saw Matey Boy with a 300 brake one, 340 brake one, and you know, it doesn't seem like a lot of power, but like when you think you're adding about, if this is going to be 350, it's going to be adding like almost 200 horsepower to the car, and it's not exactly slow now. Like, it still goes sideways very easily, do you know what I mean? So I can't wait to see what it's going to be like 350 brake. I'm very excited to do it. Right now, I love you all. We'll see you in the next one. can hear the pump.